Hello and welcome back to the On Teacher. Today we've got our Key Stage 3 Onbot project that we're going to do. This is a nice, quick and easy project where we're looking at a few more advanced features included into it and giving you the scope to develop it yourselves. So, to get started, the first thing we're going to do is offset the plane. So remember, it's left mouse button on them red clicks and the right clicks are on that blue mouse there. So you've got them circles. So we're going to click with left click on plane, and I'm going to select top, and I want to offset this just by 1 millimeter. So 1, not 0.1, just 1. And we'll press the tick. Now if I use the arrow keys, you can just see it's ever so slightly, there's a 1 millimeter gap there. So like normal now, we're going to click on sketch, plane 1, and I'll press the N key. Now the size of the Onbot is completely up to you. I'm going to click on center point circle, and then on plane 1 we're going to start drawing. It does seem that origin has got turned off, so I'm going to click on that origin and start drawing out. Now I've just clicked one, I'm not clicking again, I just want to type 50 time its blue, and that will resize it. Remember, the dimension tool is at the top here. You can click on that and you can use that to change any numbers. So if you want to make them slightly bigger, you can make it 60, but I'm going to stick with 50 and then press the tick. I'm going to press the up arrow key just so I can spin that around, and you can see it's slightly above the surface there. We're then going to press extrude. We're going to select sketch 1 because it's the only thing we've drawn so far, and under depth I'm going to change that to 30 and press enter, and then press the tick. That's the top half nearly done. We're going to then fillet that top edge, and 5 is perfectly fine for this, and then use the arrow key again to spin it upside down, go up to shell, which is there, and click on the bottom surface, and my shell thickness is going to be 3 millimeters, and then press the tick. And that is the basis of the top part done. Now what we're now going to do is mirror that. So we'll click on the mirror tool, which is there. So my mouse is now on the mirror tool. We're then going to click under the parts to mirror. We're going to click part 1, and our mirror plane is going to be the top, and that should give us a part 2 down here, which is important. And you'll notice there's a slight gap, and that gap's going to be important for how we're going to make this in a moment. So I'm just going to zoom out. The next thing I want to do is offset the plane again. So plane is there, the front is the one I'm going to select, and I'm going to offset it by 26, and that should, if I just spin that round, should put that plane just proud of that surface there. Can't really see if it is. I'm just going to click on right there so I can just show. So there you can just see it's 1 millimeter off that surface. So that's important. We're going to press sketch, plane 2, and I'll press that N key again. So I'm looking directly on at this, and I'm now going to create the eyes for my Onbot. So I'm going to use this circle again. I'm going to come into this side, and I'm just going to draw a circle, and I'm going to resize it to 12. Okay, so it's blue at the moment. We're going to use some dimensions to just constrain that. So I'll click the dimension tool, click the center of the circle and my vertical line, and I can type in 12. I'm going to click the center of the circle and the horizontal line, and I'll click 12 again. So that's my circle fully constrained. I'm going to then add an eyebrow to this, and you can make this as scary and So that was just lots of random lines created. Now, it is quite difficult to constrain a random shape like that. So there is a bit of a cheat we can do. If I press escape, that takes off any of my selections. I'm going to draw around the whole thing, and I'm going to press the fix button. So it's fixed all in place there. So we've got our eye, we've got our eyebrow. I'm going to select it all, click the mirror button, and click that center line. So we've now got our eyes on the top part there. The next part to do is the mouth, and the mouth can be a little tricky. So I'm going to click and draw the top half of my mouth. So I'm going to come in from this center line. I'm going to go up and just start cutting a random shape into it. And then go down. Now what I'm going to try and do this time, just press the escape key there. I'll start on this side where I've got, so I'm then going to cut, I'm going to try and make this look more, so I'm trying to keep it a bit more parallel almost. It doesn't have to be perfect, but where there's parts that go up, I'll do parts that go up. We can have a point on there and then press the escape key. So the idea being that it should look a bit like a mouth. I'll then highlight all of that and use that fix tool again. And I'll just spin that round so you can see. Now normally we could just extrude that straight through halfway and you get the holes, the mouth cut into it. But there is a better way of doing it. So I'm going to press the tick, and that better way of doing it is using the warp tool. Now you find the warp tool, so transforms there. If you click the arrow next to it, you will find the same warp. It's wrap, the wrap tool. And when it loads up, the first thing you need to do is click solid. And it asks you tools. So tools are your sketch. The target is going to be this curve. And then where it says merge scope, it says part 1. I also want to click part 2. Now you can see by default there, it's added onto these lines. So what we need to do is change it to remove. Change the direction. Oops. Change the direction. And change the thickness to 10. So it cuts all the way through. So please remember, it's this one that changes the direction, not the top one there. And you'll see that's now cut both of them together. So you can start to see what this Onbot looks like. Now, there's something important we need to do to help these two parts locate. So I'm going to start by doing that by going to part 1 and just clicking the eye there and pressing hide. So I'm now just looking at part 2, and I'm going to create a little ring, or locating ring I should say, or half a locating ring on this top surface. So we're going to click sketch, click that top surface, once again press the N key, and we're going to use a couple of other tools now. So this is where we're going to start stretching and challenge you, introducing you to a few new tools. You've looked at extrude, we're now going to use the use tool. So I click the use tool and I bring it over to that line there. Just click on it, it's gone black. That line's been selected. Just along from it is the offset tool. Now this does exactly the same thing, but offsets the line, so it'll probably default to 5. I'm going to change that to 1.5. And then just click off. So you can see how that part has been done. We should now just be able to connect up to 2 ends, one there and one there. And what I'm going to do is press the tick. There is something, I'm just going to go back into that. So we've got these points here, which are just not constrained. So if I just grab around them and use that fix tool, we know them points are correct. Extrude, sketch 3, and I'm going to extrude it 5mm and press the tick. Now what I'm also going to do is put a chamfer, I could use a draft, but I'm going to use a chamfer on these edges. So the tick there, and I'm going to change the top one to 1mm. Okay, and we're going to put another chamfer on that edge, and that's going to be 1 and 1. 0.5 actually would be better. So 0.5 in the top one, 1 in the bottom. It's just going to take and help align things a little bit better. So that's the bottom part done. We can hide part 2 and bring back part 1. And I'm going to do exactly the same this time. So spin it over. We're going to press sketch. We're going to click on that bottom piece and press the N key. And it's that use button. So the use button is there. Click the inner circle. Go across and click the offset. So the offset is there. And the offset was 5. This time I'm going to type in minus 1.5. Oh, it hasn't registered, so I just need to click on that number. So minus 1.5. The minus just shifts the direction. And then we use the arrow, so it's the line tool. So the line tool was there. I've just clicked on that. I'm just going to clean up these edges. Oh, I can see I've managed to select the tool at the same time. That was my mistake. And again, escape, draw around the whole thing. That escape key, just to explain it, I press escape, it just means anything across the top here, it becomes deselected. So I can then press fix, press the tick, and then this time, when we do our extrude, it is sketch 4, but we're removing it, and I'm going to do 5.5, and press the tick. Now if I add if I add part 2 to that, you'll see that ring now sits nicely together. Now we have got a bit of a gap at the moment. So obviously when you put this together, then 2 parts will push together. Now there's one more little thing we need to do, and that's an sketch onto the front, press the N, and I'm going to do a circle in the bottom section. So my circle is going to be 6mm, and I'm going to also do it 6mm from that section there and press the tick. If I spin that round, you can see the circles in the middle there. So we're going to press extrude, sketch 5. I'm going to drag it all the way up the back there so it looks like it's got a tail, and then press remove. And that's going to be your hole for your wire to go through. If you're using a smaller wire, you can make the wire smaller. And I'm then going to put a couple of holes in the bottom here. Now this is an extension task. Quite honestly, we've had pupils make them and they've been quite happy like that. But if you want to add some feet, then all you've got to do is press sketch, click on the bottom, press N. I'm going to do a 4mm hole, so from the center there, type in 4. We are dimension it from the end there, we'll do 12. And just like we've done before, drag around it, and I'm going to press mirror and then click that center line. Press the tick. I'll spin it so you can see it. Now, you could, and I have seen this done, we could click on that, and you can make some little legs for him to come out there. A better option, move, is you can actually put some nuts and bolts and give him nuts and bolts legs, Or you could go and 3D print a little foot that will pop into them holes. You could then extend this by having holes on the side for an arm, etc. Now the last bit, just to show you how it would go together, I'm going to create an assembly. So assembly 1 comes up. Okay, so we've got the assembly, so I'm going to go insert part 1. Oops, coming really small there. And I'm going to do fasten mates. We'll do that top section there, and we'll make that to the top of that. So top there to the origin. So the top of it's there on the origin. That's fine for what we're going to do. We'll then do insert part 2, and we're going to do the same thing this time. So we're going to go to fasten mates, and we'll see if I can find that same part, but this time using the edge. It might not work with an edge. I might have to do a let's do that part and that part. Now what you can see there is, because I've selected them, they're both at the moment taking up the same space. So under the mate connector there, we can do move and Z. If I type in 30, I think that's right. No, so 25. It was 25. They're now mated together, and you can see what the light's doing. Now, we've already talked about the holes in the bottom there. This is where you can then set the extension task with pupils. So now, just to show you some of them extension tasks that you could add, we've put a little scar on the bottom there, and we've made some 3D printed feet that can plug into the bottom. Now, the last bit I wanted to talk to you about is just how we can go and print this. Because we've done it in a part studio and we've got these separate parts, we can just right click and click export a step file. There's an STL file in there, so you can actually print them as separate parts. That means to save on printing, you'll be able to orientate the top and the bottom so they are both in a configuration. So you can have the top and the bottom both printing that way up, which will save you time when it comes to 3D printing. But that was our Onbots. Hopefully you can see the potential that there is in there to actually add more features and more things to it. Obviously, printing the legs separately is going to save you time, because all this area won't then need to be covered in support material. Thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe.